let's start it off with the first module, which is CSW in theory and practice. So we asked you on Canvas to set an appointment with your boss. So say, for example, you are one of the direct reports of the chief minister, and then you would like to set an appointment with him to discuss your policy proposal to provide health maintenance organization services like Medicard or Pacific Cross to the employees of the Bangsamoro Parliament. So the question that we asked is, set an appointment. So how did you do? So let's make sure that you have your answers with you. So completed staff work will be illustrated through one of the most basic staff operations, which is, setting an appointment. And what is completed staff work? So completed staff work is a statement of a problem or a presentation of a possible solution or set of solutions that are thoroughly analyzed, coordinated with the right people, that represent the best possible recommendations, requiring only approval or disapproval, and prepared in the final form for signature or for the approval of your principal. So I'd like you to compare the appointment request that you made with this quick comparison between what is incomplete staff work and what is completed staff work. An incomplete staff work would look like this. And this was how I started off when I was a staffer. It was normally just a very short question to my boss. Sir, when are you free for a meeting on HMOs? And the reason why that's incomplete is normally there would be a lot of back and forth between you and your boss. Meanwhile, a completed staff work request for appointment might look like this. So, sir, may I know if you are free to discuss the proposal for having health insurance for BARM employees at any of these times over Zoom? I have checked with your appointment secretary. Are you free at any of these times? Option 1, October 1, Thursday, 1 to 2 p.m. Option 2, 2 to 3 p.m. Option 3, 4 to 5 p.m. The one-page policy brief and Zoom link are in my email. And with that, you end your request. The principal would then say, instead of having like a very long back and forth with you on that request for appointment, your principal will just say option 1. Please invite Fatima too. Thanks. So what this did is it reduced that back and forth that normally caused delays in the bureaucracy to just one exchange between you and your principal. And the staff, or like what we would do as staffers, would be to invite everyone over the calendar app, and even those in different time zones, because your staff work is not complete unless you do action on the proposed recommendation, if you are the appropriate person to do it. So that's the quick case example on the most basic of staff operations, which is setting an appointment. So we also want to ask, right, when is staff work complete? And there is this test that CSW theory says about completed staff work, the memorandum that we asked you to read. And it is this test. Are you willing to sign it yourself? Right? We are offering certain suggestions or forms or documents to our principals. Are we willing to stake our professional reputation on this recommendation being right? And if the answer is no, it's not yet completed staff work. Right? So that's the general test for whether something is complete or not complete. I'll pass this on to Ma'am Angge to discuss the whys.
Why are we practicing or encouraging the discipline of completed staff work? First, it is completed because you are actually saving time for your principal. More than anyone, it's your principal, your boss, or your minister you are taking care of. A busy person, therefore you want to save time, not only for the principal, but in that example of Ken, also for those attending the meeting. Could you imagine the first time he did it, went to the boss, sir, When are you available? And when he says, I'm available tomorrow at 10 o'clock, what does he do? He goes back to everyone and tries to ask each and everyone, are you? So you keep going back and forth. And that's time and energy for everyone involved. So decision makers can spend more time on strategy as well as those who need to be called by the decision maker. Second, CSW improves professional skills. This is a bottom up. This is where I always say the proactive part of you will have to kick in. When you have to really think forward and anticipate what needs to be done to get you to your endpoint or to your objective of getting an appointment in one go with your boss. Because these bottom-up recommendations or that really emanate from you would come not only from you, because I would think what you would do is already ask the others or try to sense the readiness of the others to be available. Even if he's the minister and everybody will drop whatever they're doing to come, you could just imagine those who would have already perhaps left for a vacation or something and they're not there, then they get in trouble. So it is professionalism where you take care not only of your boss, but make sure that you deliver on the boss because you have also been empathetic or have taken care of the others. Third, CSW improves the quality of decisions. It protects the team from half-baked ideas, the long memos, and poor and oral presentation. Now, this is not yet coming out very clearly in this example because this is the simplest. But you would realize that in many situations and issues are more complex than just setting an appointment. And we'll go deeper into this as we give you other examples in this module. All right? Now, you might hear in the previous slide, the byline of CSW would be, don't bring me problems, bring me solutions. This has been the slogan best attached to CSW. But I say, caution, there is danger in doing this over the top or just dropping it without thinking very well. Because the danger I would like to share, and that's our experience too, is that not every problem has an easy solution. You would know this already. It is not always that you just have to set an appointment or everything is 1, 2, 3 and everything is all right. There are issues in parliament when even your minister will have oppositors. He would have publics to which he would contend. There are positions he will take which is not very popular, and you will need to do complete staff work for that. And in these not so easy or tricky problems, sometimes called today in the VUCA world of volatility, uncertainty, conflict, and ambivalence, is that what they call the wicked problems. So if you keep on doing CSW, tackling the complexity of most significant issues will need not only your thinking, it will need a pool of people, talented people with diverse points of view, with diverse expertise, with diverse perspectives to come together to help you sort it out for your boss. And in a very solid research done in Wharton, if you do not do CSW properly, you tend to breed the kind of people who think solution is the only thing that needs to be done when you do a CSW. This creates a culture of advocacy. What does advocacy? Advocacy is positive, but sometimes advocacy is when you're closing off your mind to many other positions because you're already advocating and marketing something instead of inquiry. CSW is essentially a work of inquiry and anticipation. Therefore, you come to a situation not with a locked view of solving the problem and lobbying hard for you to win, but for you to bring a solution actually means you can surface or sow fear. People shut down because, when a problem is so complex and you cannot come up with one solution, then you freeze in fear. It breeds a culture of intimidation. If the boss just says no, you always come up with one recommendation that's well researched, and then he starts shouting and telling you that you don't own the problem and belittling you and questioning your professionalism. People shut down, and therefore problems don't get to be properly understood and the different options are not surfaced, and then it becomes into a full-blown crisis. Okay, the core message here is everything in balance, everything in the right proportion at the right time. CSW is good, but doing it over the top can actually cause you problems. Ken?
Thank you, Ma'am Angge. And that actually wraps up our first module. We look forward to seeing you in the second module.